Hi, this is Evans Nicholson from Technical Marketing at ServiceNow. Welcome to part 2 of the mini-series, AI-Powered Service Operations, starring ServiceNow, ITSM, and ITOM. At ServiceNow, we understand the amount of data coming in and the complexity of today's hybrid cloud environments. We know many times lack of data and information is not the issue. AI-Powered Service Operations enables the move away from an incident creation culture to more of an alert-based, actionable mindset. This helps you find problems and solve them in a more predictive fashion versus being stuck in problem, change, and incident management. The key is being proactive versus reactive and having the right supporting system to be able to achieve that. In part 1, we saw how an issue with a company's mission-critical internal ordering service was causing a flood of new tickets in our service engineer's queue. We then showed how, in parallel, the operations engineer was able to quickly determine probable root cause of the outage and trigger a service degradation. So let's pick the demo up from there. Nora Griffith is an employee who uses the order status application called Porsche Online in her day-to-day work. She's having issues completing her work, and so she's going to check in and try to get some help. Remember, even though she's using this from the ServiceNow web interface, she could also use Microsoft Teams, Skype, Facebook Workplace, or other collaboration platforms. Let's just type in the summary of the issue, and thanks to the natural language understanding model, Virtual Agent can pick out keywords and phrases and suggest the right workflow. In this case, Nora's team has configured a set of additional questions to help troubleshoot the different areas related to the ordering system. Now Nora has confirmed that there is an issue with the order status process, which is used in the Porsche Online service. She doesn't need to open up a new incident because she can already see that there's a ticket open. This is what we mean by deflection. Alerting employees that there's an ongoing issue helps stop the inflow of new tickets, allowing service operations teams to concentrate on troubleshooting and fixing the issue instead of managing more and more tickets. Now let's continue looking at things as Roberto Hopper, a member of Nora's IT operations team. From Operator Workspace, we can see the order status service is in a critical state. As we saw in the previous video, related alerts have been grouped together by ITOM Event Management. Let's just go back into the group alert so we can continue troubleshooting as we look for a way to resolve the issue with the order status service. The first alert that came in was from Hla Analytics. This HLA alert is letting us know there are some anomalies with the logs, basically unusual patterns or something that happened recently that hasn't happened before. If I open up this option, we can do a deep dive into the logs. On the first line, we can see details on a suspect log associated with the Windows host x42. Opening up Log Viewer allows us to really dive deep into these logs and understand what we're seeing based on what was triggered by HLA. We can see more about pattern recognition, both out of the box and patterns that are learned over time, thanks to the machine learning of Hla Analytics. Now let's go back to the group alert. Now speaking of machines recognizing patterns and helping us troubleshoot, let's click on Probable Root Causes, and we can see another example of this. 2 recent changes are flagged as possible causes of the issue we're seeing with the order status service. The bottom one appears to be a scheduled change by Roberto's DevOps team, but the top one is unauthorized, so let's take a look at that. Scrolling down, we can see that in this emergency change, someone has changed the SQL trace flag to true from false. This is very helpful when troubleshooting SQL, but sometimes this can cause disk space issues if you forget to turn it off, because logs are much larger when this is enabled. There's one additional step we could perform to take a look at the logs. But in the essence of time, I'm going to skip to Roberto's conclusion that disk space is filling on the SQL server, and that's what's causing a cascading effect to the order status service. Roberto's using all the information within these pages within the ServiceNow platform to reach this conclusion. Let's go back to the group alert, and I'll show you how we can trigger the fix through Flow Designer directly from the ServiceNow platform. First, Roberto decides to bring up the Agent Assist function to look for helpful articles related to disk space. Here's one related to clearing logs on a Windows server. Seems appropriate, right? So let's attach that to the ticket. Roberto will put in a note about his findings, giving some insight to the team into what he's thinking. Now let's open up Actions so we can actually fix the issue. That's the whole point, right? We're trying to fix the problem. Now this is one of my favorite things about the ServiceNow platform in this scenario. In this case, with Flow Designer, we actually have the tools to reach out and fix issues on affected CIs. which is great. Without such functionality, we'd still have to manually remove logs, expand disk space, things like that. Now, clicking on the Run Remediation button, the platform actually has a pre-built workflow to handle this situation. Now, as I scroll down in the main group alert, you can see all of the associated alerts have been closed because the issue has been addressed. You can see we cleared out about 2.5 gigs of space by running the remediation. And here's Roberto's note with the KB article attachment. Now let's go back to the operator workspace and check the status of the service. Order status is no longer in a critical state. We've just seen how ServiceNow can help IT teams solve complex issues. We can help identify if all events coming in are tied to a single problem with event correlation. We can find the root cause of the issue faster. We can notify employees of ongoing issues. And of course, we can provide suggestions, but most importantly, remediation actions to fix problems. We've also seen how operations and service teams can work on the same data in the same system instead of working in silos. This moves organizations towards a more modern and cooperative approach, an approach we call service operations. For more information, check out the main ITOM product page. Thanks a lot, and I hope to talk to you soon.